Just a few passing clouds over the weekend today and really low chances of rain, maybe a couple sprinkles up by D.C. by about Wednesday. Slight chance of a late day shower here Thursday, but a better chance of a few showers coming in towards the end of the week on Friday. Near 70 today and tomorrow, 68 on Monday, 76 and dry for Election Day, 75 Wednesday. We could hit 80 on Thursday, mid 60s on Friday, and then some 50s and low 60s next weekend.
I'm Antoinette Essa at Maymont for Maymont Glow. It's an explosion of lights all over the grounds and a must-see in person. And we've got a preview coming up.
Welcome back. Maymont Park in Richmond is all aglow for its annual light show that stretches across the historic garden. Our Antoinette Essa shares what you can expect from the illuminating event.
It's an experience that just may take your breath away.
We really wanted to take what's already beautiful about our Japanese garden and just show it off.
And did they ever? Maymont Glow, now in its 6th year, is bigger and brighter.
We make this completely immersive experience where you walk in and from the floor to the ceiling, the dirt all the way to the sky is just illuminated.
You could also call it an explosion of lights. The experience starts once you enter the gates at Maymont.
So it started out as just a Japanese garden, and in the last 6 years we've grown it steadily to encompass our full 6-acre glow village on this carriage house lawn. So we have all kinds of activities here, from food to all sorts of fun glow furniture, wonderful seating opportunities, and my favorite are art installations.
Trolley services are also available, and since this is an outdoor event, you'll want to dress properly. The trails are just under 2 miles. And bring your cameras. There are amazing play of lights along the path and when you get to the Japanese garden.
There's a laser forest, there's the waterfall, the moon bridge, the grotto, and so you follow that path with the hundreds of other guests around you, and you'll see it all.
But you have until November 12th to schedule your time slot. Maymont Glow is open 6 p.m. through Saturday and 5 p.m. November 5th through November 12th. This is also a fundraiser for Maymont, and over 1,000 volunteers strive to put it on, something Walczak is proud of and excited for guests to see.
I hope they've seen something they've never seen before, just wowed by, honestly, something so ordinary turned into something so special. And folks who think, I don't know if that's necessarily for me, just give it a try. It's super fun, and I think you'll be surprised.
Maymont Glow ends November 12th, and for tickets and more information, we've got a link on our website. It's WTVR.com. Antoinette Essa at Maymont, CBS 6 News.
Thanks, Antoinette. At 6:20, we have clear skies outside this morning, and it is kind of chilly. We also have a little bit of fog, mostly towards the east and southeast of Richmond, especially around the rivers, and that'll kind of bust on up over the next couple of hours. Right now, we have some upper 20s and low 30s, so still kind of cold, just not as cold as the past couple days. And for today, we're heading upwards towards 70. Tonight, a few degrees warmer, upper 30s and low 40s, 70 for tomorrow, and that's our day to go back on standard time. Upper 60s Monday, dry, and 76 for Election Day, 75 on Wednesday. We might hit 80 on Thursday before a late evening shower, a couple showers around on Friday, and then we'll be back into the mid 50s and low 60s next weekend. Hit me with some Friday night football.
Coming up in sports, we will have scores and highlights from the regular season finale of Final Score Friday. 3.
Final Score Friday with Sports Director Lane Casadante and Sean Robertson. Sponsored by Bojangles, Loyalty Automotive, and Richmond Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics.
This Saturday morning, Central Virginia here with the Glen Allen cheerleaders. They saw their team clinch a playoff spot last night, but we're going to start with our game of the week from our regular season finale. We got a chance to showcase two of the best programs in the area from the private school ranks, Trinity and Benedictine. This game took place over at Huguenot High School on Friday night. Trinity had won the last 4 in this series, and in the third quarter, they added to their 14-0 lead. Davion Fats Brown, a 56-yard touchdown with a 2-point conversion. Titans were were up 22-0. End of the quarter. Cody Shelton keeps it and fights his way in for the touchdown. Cadets down 22-7 after 3. To the fourth, Trey Grant gets in space, heads towards the sidelines for a big gain, eventually brought down at the Benedictine 20-yard line. That will lead to a Tagan Logan, Deuce Edwards touchdown connection. Logan had 3 touchdown passes in the game as Trinity improves to 6-3 with a 36-7 win over Benedictine. That's 5 straight in the series. We head now to what possibly could be the #1 team in Region 6A, Highland Springs, as they took on Hanover in the regular season finale. The Springers started off with a safety as the snap goes over the punter's head. In the second quarter, Highland Springs offensively would get going behind Eric Bird. An 80-yard touchdown run down the sideline, 9-0 Highland Springs at that point. Springers finished the regular season 9-1 with a 30-13 win over Hanover. We head down to the Tri-Cities. Dinwiddie had won 12 of the previous 13 meetings against Matoaka in the series. Third quarter, Dinwiddie up by 2 scores, and he added to that Harry Dalton III. Huge night for the reigning Class 4 State Player of the Year. 81-yard touchdown run. That was his 4th TD of the night. 35-14 Dinwiddie. Then it's Raphael Tucker. How about a 54-yard touchdown run up the middle? It made it 42-14 Dinwiddie. They finished the regular season with 4 straight wins with a 49-28 win over Matoaka. For more scores and highlights, just visit the Final Score Friday page on our website, WTVR.com. Big thanks to the Glen Allen cheerleaders. You see this? It's the belt that signify playoffs start next week, and we will be back with those highlights on Final Score Friday. That is the latest from the Loyalty Automotive Sports Desk.
6:26 now on this Saturday. Election Day is nearly here, and it's your last chance to cast your early vote in person. Straight ahead, we break down how many Virginians have already filled out that ballot and how both sides are feeling as the race comes to an end. And CBS 6 is working to find every child in Virginia's foster care system a loving home this National Adoption Month. Still ahead, our Bill Fitzgerald introduces us to 12-year-old Braylon.
This is CBS 6 This Morning Weekend.
A foggy fall morning across parts of Virginia today as we enjoy the final day of daylight saving time. Welcome back. It is 6:28 on this Saturday. And Mike, it is saving time.
Yes.
Not savings.
Leave off the extra
Yes.
S. Hey, I want to point out one thing.
What?
With you here, we're starting our 6:30 half hour a minute and a half early. With McQuaid here, that never happens.
What, like a 6:31? So you're saying I could talk more?
You can talk a little bit more. Somewhere between what you're doing now and then McQuaid.
Okay,
Somewhere
got
in
it.
between.
I can do that.
We'll be perfectly on time. Well, we have another chilly morning outside. We have a clear sky. That's our after-hours concert cam up at Meadow Event Park. I have it zoomed that way so you can see the lovely stars and the clear skies outside. Still a bit away from sunrise, but it's going to be a nice-looking day again today. It is starting off a little bit chilly, just like the past couple days. Temperatures are at or below freezing in some areas, but we have a mix of 20s and 30s across the region now. And we have mentioned there's a little bit of fog across eastern and southeastern Virginia. That's mainly near the rivers. That'll kind of dissipate over the next couple of hours. Most of the rest of the area, though, not seeing any issues. Satellite and radar-wise, there's a couple clouds in northern Virginia. There are some clouds off towards the west. A few of those will survive the trip and make it into Virginia just to mix with the sunshine today. And that's about it. High temperatures a lot warmer than the past few days. Will range from the mid-60s to the low 70s today. This evening we drop down through the 50s and the 40s. And this time tomorrow morning will be a few degrees warmer, upper 30s and low 40s. But we have a nice warm up for the week ahead. We'll talk about that, our chances for rain, and how that clock change tonight will impact the amount of daylight we have and our sunrise and sunset times. That's all coming up in just a little bit. Brendan.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you so much, Mike. And if you're hoping to vote early in this year's election, time is almost up. Early in-person voting ends today, and Election Day polls open at 6 a.m. on Tuesday. Our Jake Burns shares how many voters have already cast their ballots and what both sides are saying going into the final days of voting.
The final day of early voting is Saturday, and approaching 650,000 Virginia voters have already cast their ballot. That is a record early vote for off-year General Assembly elections, which makes sense since a few years back, Virginia made early voting easier. Roughly 11% of registered voters have already cast ballots, and that turnout number is critical. Individual races add up to the total number of seats each party wins, and thus control of the House of Delegates and State Senate.
The winner of House District 94 is David Yancey.
You don't have to look far back to see how close these races can be. In January 2018, Republican control of the House of Delegates came down to having their candidate's name drawn out of an ornate bowl.
I'm very excited about the momentum I see across the Commonwealth. These races are going to be tight.
Governor Glenn Youngkin has tied himself to Republicans in tight races that could decide which party wins power.
The work that goes on here is so important.
Youngkin, hoping his high approval rating and first 2 years in office will deliver the GOP full control.
Our track record of delivering jobs, 230,000 more Virginians working today than just 22 months ago, and investing in schools and empowering parents and standing up for law enforcement and bringing crime down. And most importantly, making government work for all Virginians. This is what's on the ballot, and I believe we can continue to deliver.
All the progress that we have made over the course of the last 3 years, that progress is now on the line.
It's a vision.
Youngkin's win 2 years ago eliminated Virginia Democrats' trifecta that they say made voting easier. Although Republicans are campaigning on early voting, Democrats say giving them full control will lead to rollbacks of voting rights.
I fought for this country and I'm going to fight for my rights.
They point to the 3,400 returning citizens who were mistakenly removed from voter rolls ahead of this election as one example.
They are going to take us back. R means reverse. D means go forward.
They're taking us backwards on voting rights. They've taken us backwards on reproductive health care. They're taking us backwards on gun violence prevention. That is their goal.
Election Day, Tuesday, November 7th. Jake Burns, CBS 6 News.
And you can learn what's on your ballot by visiting our complete voters guide. Just head to WTVR.com or download the free CBS 6 News app. November is National Adoption Month, and once again, CBS 6 is partnering with JFS Connecting Hearts and Virginia Kids Belong to find every child in the Virginia foster system a loving family. And each day of the month, we will feature a different child looking for their forever family. So here's our Bill Fitzgerald with today's featured child.
Advocates for the more than 5,000 children in Virginia's foster care system point out that you can create a loving bond with a child of any age. You can scan the QR code on your screen at any time to find out more about all the children we feature. Those advocates remind all of us that teenagers in foster care know that they are in danger of aging out before they ever find a permanent loving home. That issue is a crisis in Virginia, which ranks near the bottom of the entire country and letting such tragedies unfold.
It may look like you've got a lot of issues and challenges with this one kid, but peel back the layer of the onion, open your heart, look at not just what's in black and white on a case file, but the potential, the heart, the soul of an individual, of a kid, and realize how important having love and unconditional love for that human being is. If we want to make any type of impact on this system, I really think that's where we have to focus to try to get our outcomes better, not only for the kids, but for the state of Virginia. We can't be number 47. We've got to do better than that.
Parents would take care of me, pay the light bills, do what they're supposed to do, and I would do my part.
Meet 12-year-old Braylon, who is kind and caring with infectious energy and a smile that lights up a room.
I don't have a favorite food because I like to eat a lot. I like spaghetti, I like fettuccine, everything my parent cook, I like it. Braylon
also likes working on Sudoku puzzles and playing sports outdoors.
Football is my favorite sport because that's the thing I love to do. I'm very strong and have an arm, and I like to throw the ball. And it's very cool.
He has hopes for travel, both planetary.
The reason why I want to visit Jupiter because I've never been to Jupiter. I've never seen it in a telescope or anything.
And the more local variety.
I want to be a truck driver because when I out about, I see trucks, and there's my favorite model is out there right now. It's called the Volvo V&L 860, and I really like it because it just looks cool. The bright headlights, the bull bars in front of them, the big trailer. I like the beds.
Braylon says he's ready to work hard and show his forever family that he belongs.
I hope the family I go to is not that stern. They're kind of stern, but they're kind of not at the same time. It's medium. Play football with them, want them to be active with me.
If you're interested in finding out more about Braylon or any of the children we featured, just use the QR code on your screen or head to our website, WTVR.com, where we have a link to our partners at JFS Connecting Hearts.
A special honor today for the VCU student hit and killed by a car earlier this year. An honorary street naming ceremony will be held for Sean Soares. He died back on May 4th. The ceremony will be held on the corner of West Main and North Madison Streets, the same spot Soares was hit and killed by a driver who drove up onto the sidewalk after a crash. A week after his death, Richmond added speed tables to slow down traffic along Main and Cary Streets. Members of a local fraternity and fellow motorcyclists will take to the streets this morning, raising money for disabled American veterans in honor of Veterans Day. The Blue Thunder Motorcycles Club is hosting the tribute ride taking place at the Virginia War Memorial, starting with an opening ceremony at 10 a.m. Then the group will ride to Kickback Jacks on Midlothian Turnpike. The registration, a $20 donation benefiting the DAV. The ride is open to all veterans and those who support them, and you do not have to be a biker to participate either. Registration opens at 8 a.m. This evening, take a walk between the 200 and 400 blocks of West Broad Street and enjoy a unique exhibition of contemporary art. It's called InLight 2023, Reflection and Refraction, lighting up the art district tonight, hosted by the 1708 Gallery. The event is held in different locations each year. A light-based media festival. It will feature multimedia, sculpture, installation, performance, community-based works, and virtual projects utilizing light-based platforms such as projections and lighting designs. You can take it all in tonight from 7 to 11.